Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. This is my first round back. I gotta tell you, I am apprehensive to say the least. I finished last season on a good bit of form. Lockdown came in and then literally haven't played since, I don't know, for 5 months. So yeah, I'm apprehensive. My main focus is to not miss it off the first. Let's see how it goes. It's pretty cold out here, but I really can't wait to get out there. Hopefully I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to be really quick, but I'll hand you over to Studio Stu and give you a little bit of commentary. I'll see you after this. Yeah, thanks Encore Stu. This is Studio Stu in the studio. God, that's a lot of S's. So here we go. I do these kind of warm-ups just so I don't literally put my back out. I've not been on the range before this because the range wasn't open yet, and there was a little gathering on the tee, so the more people that are there and the more of these sort of posy warm-up things I do, the worse it makes it for myself. I'm just thinking, please don't miss it. So it was promising. I hit it out the middle. I didn't miss it, but I did put it straight in the bunker. It's kind of one of my things. If I'm going to hit a bad shot, it's going to be to the left, and so here we are. Luckily we get placing in the bunker here, so I was able to clip a 3-iron out there, and yeah, hit it pretty good. I was just trying to knock it up to the sort of jaws of the green between two bunkers, and it sort of just hopped up and got to here. Couldn't believe I had a birdie putt on the first. Oh, I just hit that putt so well. It always felt just a little bit short because it's up the hill, but it so nearly went in, just on the edge. And that's a tough first hole which I've got through with a par, so I'm pretty happy with that. There's a little screenshot of what I did in case you want to have a little look. Second is a par 5. Now this was crazy. I hit it up at that bunker, which I can't really carry. It's about 300 just to carry that bunker, which is not in my range on a cold day, and somehow it got over to this point. Pulled a good lie. Hit another 3-iron up there. I just hit that 3-iron out the bunker, so I was sort of pretty comfortable with it. And this was a really lovely shot. I couldn't believe it. I got this for eagle now. Dead straight putt up the hill. And sort of very quickly I got to 2 under par. Couldn't believe it. So there you go. Look, 323 that tee shot. Carrying that bunker, crazy. This next one was straight back into the wind. The previous one was really strong downwind, so this was back into, and I blocked this a little bit to the right into the semi, leaving me this club. This is a 4-iron I'm hitting in here, and there were some guys walking up next to me that watched me on the tee, so they were all over watching me, and I thought, oh God, don't shank it. And hit it into that, which was, yeah, a really good shot. Really, I'm starting to grow in confidence now, and I'm just starting to think to myself, don't think too much about the swing, because I could actually have a half decent round here. 3 under after 3, off to a great start. But then we've got a tough par 3 coming up, and look, got the 3-iron back out again. So I'm just thinking every time I can use it, because I've hit it so well, I'll just keep hitting it. And not such a good shot here. This, I sort of fanned it out to the right a bit. It's a hole you don't really want to miss to the left, because it drops off and goes down and leaves you a tricky shot. This isn't great, but the lie was pretty good over there. I've got to say, it plugged. It's quite a lot of plug lies, so I dropped it out and it was landed on a pretty good lie. Flipped it up, little kind of lob shot, which I didn't know what to expect, so I've not hit any sort of floaty shot for months, and it rolled down pretty well. Was kind of expecting to miss this putt because it had quite a lot of break on it, and but caught it at the middle and just caught a piece of the flag, and so I was really happy with that 3 to keep me 3 under. Love this hole. 5th, par 5. Just want to blast one down there, and there's a good chance of getting up in 2 if you can get down far enough. And for me, again, I just guard in the left, so as long as if I'm able to kind of hit a little bit of a fade on it, it's going to be down there nicely. And yeah, struck that one well and got down to this point. Treacherous little shot. Got to hit a 3-wood somehow over the right edge of that tree towards there's a bunker down there, and yeah, hit it well. So this is kind of my draw coming back in, which was quite nice. I wasn't really trying to put too much on that either way, and usually what happens is it goes to the left, so it was fine. Little wedge shot. This was Typical, haven't played for 5 months. Little chip shot, stroke wedge shot from about 50 yards, far too long, and had this putt straight up the hill. It was cold and a little bit wet, and that was a terrible putt. Now, this you shouldn't ever do, but sometimes it works out. I was frustrated, was just a little bit annoyed, and thought, okay, I'm just going to knock this in. And yeah, just got away with that. I'm slapping my thigh there like some sort of pantomime queen. But anyways, there we go. This is kind of a short hole, but tricky because you've got to position your tee shot in between a bunker and those 2 trees on the right. So I can usually knock it over that bunker on the left, so I don't mind going slightly towards it. And there's my draw coming up, and that has actually gone to a really nice slot here. Just a nice, easy sort of 60-yard shot in from here with a wedge. And this didn't feel a very good swing, but managed to hold the blade square. My swing doesn't have too much face movement, so I got really nice birdie putt here. And that is a shocking putt. That was like pulled 2 inches to the left. Didn't know what was going on, but you know, it's a par, and I'm still thinking, I'm sort of starting to think this could be a good round. This shot is pretty confident over. Nice little A-turn, and hit it quite nicely. Yeah, it just maybe slightly fat, but that's not so bad. For me, it takes a bit of spin off on this drop hole, and it doesn't then tend to grip and come back off the green, but that looked like it was going in. And this putt's a bit more difficult than it looks. It had quite a lot of break on it, so it's nice to get that birdie there. Yeah, really enjoyed it. It's always nice to make birdies on par 3s because they're easy to drop shots on those. Okay, so here we go. This is a really tough hole, and that bunker on the right I can normally carry, so if I hit it hard at that, I'd usually draw it back onto the middle of the fairway. And in this instance, I just hit it square and straight over that trap. Just hoped for a half-decent lie, which I pulled. A half-decent lie. I actually dropped it out. I remember, yeah, it was plugged, so I had to drop that one out. And this was a fantastic shot. 6-iron, about 200 yards. And hit it in really close. I mean, this was as good a shot as any of them today, because it's hard to get onto the right level of this green. But this was a bit of a left to right putt, and I'm starting to think I could make them, but I just hit the side of the hole, which is it would have been nice to have made that one because I've got a par 5 coming up on the next. But really happy to get through that hole, because that can be a bit of a disastrous hole if you hit the bunker or if you get a bad second. Par 5, just blast it up the middle. I was hoping for kind of a nice high-flighted one and hit a bit of a low bullet stinger. Now that looks pretty good, but that was off the bottom of the club, so it took a lot of yardage off it. And here I'm back out with my 3-iron again, so I'm loving this club at the minute. And I knew I could get to the green with this easy enough, but hope to just keep it on line. Struck it really well, straight at the flag again. Now I'm looking round, I'm thinking, what is going on? And pretty much, if you think about the iron shots I've hit on this front 9, I've literally bulleted nearly every one straight at the flag. I'm not thinking about my swing. I'm still thinking, like, don't miss it. But I'm growing in confidence, and I'm 4 under par. So I know the camera's running. I was expecting to have like a really bad round, but got this one for eagle. And it's down the slope. I thought I could make it, but it's a bit of a long shot because the greens aren't absolutely A1 at the moment. So I thought if I just start it and make the birdie, 5 under would be great. And it's typical, isn't it? There we go. In it goes. So eagled the couple of eagles in those first 9. Really pleased with the way that's obviously finished. It's very rare I get to that point. And there's good and bad in all this, in that I can only get worse. So looking forward to the back 9 at this point. Obviously, Studio Stu knows the score that's coming up, and if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you probably know the score that I shot. But if you don't, I'm not going to spoil it. Look forward to seeing you guys next week, where we'll have the back 9 of this round. And hopefully you've enjoyed this. Remember to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot for swinging by.